Hey there, Janet. How have you been? I was just wondering about how all your big move is going. Is it going well? Have you already started in earnest? If you need me to help you with anything at all, just let me know, okay? I'm more than happy to give you a hand with all the moving since I'm sure it's just a huge hassle for you all right now. Oh, hi, Miranda. I think you might just be a little confused about the move. You see, we actually just moved into this new house not that long ago, so we're actually not planning to move anytime soon. We practically just moved in and are going to stay here for a while. What in the world are you talking about, Janet? Are you sure about that? I think that you might be the one who is just a bit confused. After all, your brother and I are going to be moving into that house to live with your mom, so I don't really think that there's going to be room for you to stay there after we've moved in. So anyways, maybe better that we just stay out of each other's way. So if you wouldn't mind packing up all your stuff and going, then that would be really great. Thank you. Excuse me? You can't be serious about that. You're actually telling me to move out of the house that I just told you we just moved into? I know that you said that, but I've already made up my mind about all of us moving in there instead. So you really will just have to go. And don't worry if you don't have enough time to move everything out of the house. If you aren't able to pack up all your stuff and take it with you, I'll just throw it away, whatever it is that I don't want. No, hold on just 1 second. This isn't making any sense at all. You can actually be serious about this, right? This is just ridiculous. Look, Janet, I'm not going to explain myself to you again. Do you understand me? Now, I want you out of the house and ready for us to move. So just get out already, you no good little parasite. Miranda, just what the heck do you think you're doing, huh? Explain yourself right now. This is just unacceptable. What are you talking about? What's gotten you so worked up like this, Janet? I'm sure that I have no idea at all what you could be so upset about right now. But you know that getting mad is just going to give you more wrinkles, right? But then again, maybe that won't actually make such a big difference on a face like yours. Don't you play stupid with me, Miranda. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I just got back from my business trip to find out that you threw out all of my things. How could you do that? What in the world were you thinking? What do you mean? I don't really get why you're so upset about what I did when all it was taking out the trash. It's not really that big of a deal. And besides, I thought I told you that I wanted you out of the house so that we could move in and take your place. I warned you, and yet you still thought it was a good idea to leave all your things there in the house. But don't worry. Like I said, I was kind enough to do you the favor of taking out your trash. I really can't believe that you could do this. I mean, what makes you think that you're going to get away with this? You know that the house is under my name, don't you? I saved up for 10 years to buy the house. I pinched and saved every penny until I had the $3,000 I needed to buy the house. I worked so hard to make this house a reality, and you think that you can just throw me out of it like I was nothing? You think I care about your little sob story? So you saved up some money and bought a house. Who cares? Do you think that makes you special or something? Either way, you are going to give that house to me, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Do you understand me? No, I don't understand because you're not making any sense at all. Why do you think that you can just take this house from me? I bought it with my own money that I worked hard and saved up. You haven't given me one reason why I should have to give you my house, Miranda. I really don't care about what you have to say for yourself. If you saved up $300,000 across 10 years, then all I can say is thanks for saving me the effort. But the thing is that your mom said she wanted to live with your brother and I. And that's why we're throwing you out and moving in to take your place. Okay, you know what? Fine. If this is how you want to do things, you can take care of my mom. Oh, great. Thank you so much for making this so easy. I really thought you were going to put up a bigger fight. Chris, you have got some serious explaining to do. Honestly, just what in the world do you think you're doing, huh?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you talking about? Why are you coming after me all of a sudden? I didn't even do anything.
What do you mean you didn't even do anything? How can you say that when your wife Miranda threw out all my belongings in my house? She said that you two are going to throw me out of my house and take care of mom in my place. I want to know just what the heck is going on. Did you know about this?
I don't know really why you're coming to bother me about this if you already know the whole story. You basically got it all. So what more do you want from me?
Are you kidding me? You're seriously telling me that you know about this and you're just letting Miranda act the way that she is?
Look, Janet, I think that you need a wake-up call. The fact of the matter is, I left the house when I was quite young, and now I'm already married and trying to start a family. Meanwhile, what have you done with your life? You've been living off your mom your whole life while you save up money to spend on whatever you like. You have no idea what it means to work for a living, and you're nothing but a parasite on our mom and our family. It's obvious that you're just trying to take advantage of our poor old mom, and that's why we're going to move in and save her.
You really think that I'm a parasite? Is that really actually what you think is going on between Mom and I? Is that how you've been thinking I've been living all these years?
Of course I'm serious. I wouldn't have typed all of that if I wasn't serious about what I was saying. Janet, you're a parasite on this family, and the only reason you've gotten away with it for this long is because I got married. But now I'm going to fix all of that by taking care of Mom instead of you. I don't care where you go, but there isn't a place for you at home any longer. So consider yourself exterminate, parasite. No, be gone and never ever come back here again. Do you understand me?
Do you have any idea just how much hard work I've had to do since you left home, Chris?
I don't care what kind of nasty thing you have to say about me. At least I can say that I was never a parasite on my family, unlike you. But now that we're going to take over your house, things are going to get so much easier, and it's obvious that you're just mad because you've had it easy for this long.
You really actually think that I've had it easy the entire time since you moved out of the house? You were the one who bumped all of the responsibility of taking care of Mom onto me. And that's rich of you to say that you left the house early and got married, and that's why you didn't have the life that I did. Let's not forget that you've really barely been married at all. You have no idea what you put me through, and you have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to what I went through while living with Mom.
You know, sis, it's exactly this attitude that keeps you from ever being able to marry anyone. Nobody likes a person who can't accept responsibility for their actions.
Hello there, Miranda. I was just wondering how you all are getting along in the house that I bought for with my own money. You know, the house that you threw me out of but that I still own. The one with my name on the deed. I was just wondering about that house. Anyways, if you are all actually going to be living there, then I suppose that I should send along the paperwork to change the proper ownership, right? Janet, we were all just talking about you. Yes, we are really loving this house. It's the perfect size and we are just so pleased to be able to live here. Great. I'm so happy that you and my brother and my mom are all enjoying your lives in the house that you stole from me. And I take it that none of you feel any guilt whatsoever about what you've done to me. What do you mean steal? How could we have stolen anything from you when your mom gave us permission for this? Your mom was the one who gave us the green light for all of this. So I guess now at least you finally can realize how little you're actually loved. But then again, the whole reason why you bought this house in the first place was so that you could give your mom a new place to live, isn't that right? So when you think about it, there's actually no reason to get so upset about us taking the house when you never really even bought it for yourself to begin with. And so not even my mom has said anything about what you and Chris have done to me? No. What would she have to say except about how happy she was over the whole situation? I mean, you know that your mom loves your brother way more than she does you, right? She was just telling us about how sad she was when Chris moved out and she was left to take care of the other one. That's actually what she called you. Can you believe that? The other one, huh? Yeah, I must say that it is a pretty mean thing to call your own daughter. Well, if you're upset about it, you should only be upset with yourself. Maybe if you were more lovable as a child, or even now for that matter, then your mom wouldn't feel the way she does about you. Although, if I had bought a house for my mom, and she was still treating this way, I would be so pissed. But you really are just a sucker. I wonder if you even realize that. I see. Well, I guess I'm just so glad that it sounds like you all are getting along so well with my mom over there in my house. And at least now that my brother is back living with her, my mom won't have to worry about taking care of the other one anymore. Isn't that right? I would have thought that she would have wanted all her family around to take care of her. But if my mom wants to play favorites with her children, then I suppose that is her choice. Oh man, you really are such a loser. I mean, do you even know how pathetic and whiny you sound sending messages like that? You really need to get a grip, Janet. Anyways, I'm going to send over the paperwork so that you can take proper ownership of the house, okay? Just sign it when you get it, and that should be that. Hey there, Janet. I just wanted to let you know that I finished signing all of that paperwork that you sent me about changing the proper ownership of the house to us. So I guess that means that this house has officially changed hands from yours to mine, doesn't it? Yes, I suppose that is how it appears. If you sign the paperwork, then the house is legally yours now. And I guess now, thanks to you, I'll finally be able to take it back from you without a second thought. Wait, what? What do you mean? How would you be able to take the house back from us when we just signed the paperwork to make it legally ours? You really must just live in a fantasy world of your own, Miranda. I mean, do you really have no idea how the real world works at all? Because if you thought that you would really be able to get away with this with zero repercussions, then I think it's time for a little wake-up call. I am not going to let you walk all over me anymore. Do you understand me? I have had enough of the insults and the condescension. I am not going to be pulling any punches anymore. You are going to know the pain that you put me through. All of you. Literally, what in the world are you even talking about at this point, Janet? Did you hit your head or something? Or did you just finally snap because you've always been the least favorite child and you're finally realizing that now? Well, you can talk all you want, but the fact of the matter is that we are never going to be giving your house back, and there isn't anything that you can do about it. And that's what you think, but I haven't even gotten started with you all. I saved up my hard-earned money for 10 long years, all because my mom said that she wanted somewhere easier to live. But if she didn't think that I was going to be living in that house with her as well, if she thought she could just replace me with the two of you, then all three of you can get what's coming to you for all that I care. You are seriously crazy. I have no idea what you're talking about at all. Maybe you should just put your phone down and go outside and get some fresh air or something. Because I know for a fact that there isn't a single thing that you're going to be able to do to any of us. In fact, you just sound like a sore loser right now. So why don't you just stop talking to me and save yourself the embarrassment? Janet, are you there? What in the world is going on? I want an explanation for this right now. I know that you had something to do with this. What in the world could you possibly be talking about, Miranda? I'm sure that I have no idea at all about what this message of yours could be in reference to. In fact, I really don't feel like talking to you at all, so could you please just leave me alone? I don't have time for your stupid little games. You know exactly what you did, and I'm not going to stand for it one bit. I want to know what these documents that have been sent to our house are all about. Documents sent to the house? I have some idea of what that could be, but it sounds to me like maybe you didn't do a good job of reading the first batch of documents that I sent you to sign. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I want to know why it is that I'm being charged for the mortgage on the house. Is this some kind of scam or something? You told me that you bought the house and that after I signed those papers, that would make me the legal owner of the house. I really don't know what's so strange about any of what you said. After all, I had to take out a mortgage in order to be able to buy the house in the first place. Wait, what? I don't get it. What do you mean you had to take out a mortgage in order to buy the house that I took from you? I thought you said that you saved up money in order to buy it, didn't you? Come on, Miranda. You don't actually think that I would be able to buy a house like that in just one payment, do you? Did you really not look at the paperwork that you were signing at all? I don't get how you're going to try and blame me when you were the one not reading what you were signing. But, I mean, this doesn't make any sense. Your mom said that you bought the house after saving up for all this time, and that we shouldn't have anything to worry about after we moved in. Did my mom really tell you guys that? I have no idea why she would listen to her when you had the paperwork right in front of you. But this isn't fair. I thought that you had completely paid off the house and that there wouldn't be anything more to pay at all. This isn't fair. I didn't know that I would still be having to pay for this house. You tricked me. You tricked me into paying off the rest of the loan for the house. I really didn't trick you at all, although I certainly didn't correct any of the false presumptions that you were making while you were taking the house from me. And yes, I did save up a bunch of money over the past 10 years, and I did tell you that we'd be okay for a while. But I didn't spend that money all on the house. A lot of the money that I saved up was meant for my mom's medical treatments. You lied to me. You made me think that you saved up all that money and spent it all on a house that I thought you now owned. Well, you better pay us what we owe on the house right now. After all, you did this all for your mother, right? So if you want to make sure that she's taken care of, then you better pay us right now. Yeah, that just isn't going to happen. I'm not going to give you or my mom another penny. I worked hard and saved up to try and do something for my mom. I thought that I was being a good daughter, and look where it got me. If you think that I'm going to pay for you all to keep living in the house that you stole from me while you all continue to disrespect me, well, I'm afraid that you all are just going to have to figure out how to survive on your own. Although, I guess that I do have to thank you all for finally waking me up to the kind of family that I've been living with this whole time. What is that supposed to mean? What do you mean that we woke up to the kind of family that you've been living with this whole time? What do you mean by that? I don't understand what you meant by that statement. Explain yourself to me about what you said in that last message that you sent to me right now. I'm talking about the fact that my whole life I felt like I was the other one in my family, and now you finally confirmed my fears. But you know what? I'm not going to be a proper part of the family. Then why should I give you another cent? I've had my fill of trying to please people who only look down on me. I thought that as a daughter, it was my duty to take care of my mother as she got older. I was even scared about what she would do to me if I didn't. But now I can see that this whole time that I was just brainwashed into being so scared and worried. And now that I'm free, all I can say is thanks for finally helping me see the light. Oh my gosh, do you think I care one bit for your little journey of self-discovery? You can save all that nonsense garbage for your therapist. I don't want to hear it. All I know is that you said you had paid for this house when you really hadn't, and now I want you to pay the difference so that we can keep living here. What are you talking about? Why would I pay for a house that's not even mine? It's not my name on the deed, is it? Anyways, you should know that the mortgage on the house is $3,000 a month, so good luck paying all of that. Hold on a second. You are telling me that the mortgage on the house that you once owned, but then I managed to kick you out of? The house that you sent me the paperwork to change ownership that I then signed, making the house mine? You were telling me that that house has a mortgage that requires that I pay $3,000 every single month until the entire home loan is completely paid off? Is that really what you're telling me? That's right. The house that you stole from me just because you thought it was paid off actually isn't paid off, and you are going to have to pay $3,000 a month just to keep living there. But that isn't all that you and my brother are going to have to pay while you're living there. You see, my mom wanted to redecorate parts of the house as well. She wanted new wallpaper in some rooms and a whole bunch of other small changes. I didn't think that I would be able to pay for those kind of things with my salary, but we were talking about using my savings to redecorate the house how my mom wanted it. Except, now that I'm not living there anymore, there's no need for me to spend my money on improving that house. But I guess it's a good thing that you and my brother both have jobs. Now this means that you can pay for the house and all the changes that my mom wanted instead of me. Isn't that great? You're crazy if you think you're going to get away with this. You can't just trick me into paying for this house and then disappear. If you think that I'm going to be paying even $1 for this place, you're dead wrong. Janet, are you there? I really don't know what to do at all. It's your mom, though. She totally flipped out at me. She was telling me that I need to drive her to a doctor's appointment that she had. So we got in the car, and I drove her to where I thought she saw her doctor. But then she freaked out at me and told me that I had taken her to the wrong clinic. Then she just started screaming at me in the car and even tried to scratch at me with her nails. I'd never seen anyone act that way before. It was completely crazy. Wait a second. Are you telling me that my mom was violent with you? Hasn't Chris been making sure that she's been taking her medication? Please tell me that one of you knew about my mom's medication and have been making sure that she's been taking it every day. Wait, what? Your mom is taking medicine? I don't know what you're talking about. There was that bottle of pills that I think your mom said she was going to throw out, but we figured that she knew what she was doing with them. You let her throw out her medicine? Miranda, my mom should be taking those pills every single morning. What's the matter with you? It's not my fault. Your mom said that she didn't want to be taking that medicine anymore and she threw it out. How was I supposed to know what that medicine even was? And besides, why would she even be needing to take medicine? I mean, it's not like she has a cold or anything. I don't even know what those pills were for. But anyways, you should have seen the way that your mom was acting towards me in the car. I was really scared that she was going to attack me while I was driving and end up killing us both. As for whatever medicine you're giving your mom, I have no idea what it was. But it's clear that your mom didn't want to be taking it. How could you force medicine on your mother? What's the matter with you? You really are a moron, do you know that? I really don't even know why I'm bothering to talk to you when it's clear that you really just don't understand anything at all. In fact, I'm amazed that you've been able to make it this far in your life. What are you talking about? You can't just say all those horrible things and then not even tell me what you mean by them. I'm not stupid, and I'm not going to sit here and be insulted by you. Oh yes, you really are stupid, and I thought I told you to take care of my mom when I moved out of the house, didn't I? You do realize that my mom is very sick with some severe mental issues, don't you? If you were going to be living there with my mom, then that would mean taking care of her with all of her conditions. Wait, what? What do you mean your mom has mental issues? This is the first that I'm hearing of any of this at all. Are you really telling me that your mom has mental conditions that make her act that way? I guess you were probably just too stupid or lost in your own world to even notice some of the changes that my mom was probably exhibiting since you and Chris moved in there. But yes, she is a very mentally unstable person. Didn't you ever wonder about why it is our dad ran out on us? It's because he didn't want to be there to try and give my mom the support that she needed. And of course, my mom, so sad about losing her husband, turned all of her anger towards her children. It wasn't many years later that Chris would move out, leaving me to do all of the caretaking for my mom. But, I mean, this isn't fair. You can't call me stupid for not knowing this. Nobody ever told me that your mom was sick in the head. Chris told me that you were just sitting at home living the easy life with your mom. Well, Chris doesn't know what he's talking about at all. I don't know if he just forgot about what life was like, but I've been taking care of her this entire time. You've really been taking care of your mom with all of her mental issues this whole time? I really had no idea about any of this, and nobody had mentioned any of it at all to me until now. Well, maybe Chris just has a different memory from what him and I went through. After all, like you said, my mom had always shown a strong preference for my brother over me. She was the one who sent him to college and let him move out of the house before I could. Instead, I had to find a job right after high school to be able to start saving up for myself while I was stuck at home since my mom said she wouldn't pay for me to go to school. And of course, Chris never looked back. After he left the house, and he hardly ever checked in on me or mom, so maybe he really did just have no idea what was getting the two of you into. You mean that your brother never came home to visit after he moved out? This is the first time that he's seeing his mother in all of this time? That's right. Although you had Chris have only been married for a short time, isn't that right? You know that he left the house about 5 years ago now, right? Chris had always been an unserious person with little care for responsibilities or obligations. And I guess you two were the perfect match in terms of walking right into this house and thinking that taking care of mom was going to be a piece of cake. And now you're telling me that if I don't give your mom her medicine that she's going to freak out and get violent with me? That's right. Anyways, it sounds to me like you and Chris and my mom all have a lot to talk to each other about. So have fun with that. It turns out that the reason Chris wanted to move into the house where I was living was because he himself was already in a lot of debt. In fact, he owed so much money that some of it came from other dubious sources. Not knowing that he would still have to pay off the mortgage of this house, Chris quickly became late in paying off his other debts. I heard through the grapevine that one day a black van showed up in front of the house. Some strong-looking men in tracksuits got out, hauled him into the van, and he was never seen again. But don't worry, I'm sure they just took him somewhere to put him to work to pay off his debts. But that only left Miranda and my mother to live with each other. And without Chris around, Miranda was forced to be the sole caretaker for my mom. But even Miranda couldn't take it, and she went crazy herself. So my brother is in a labor camp somewhere. Both my sister-in-law and my mother are crazy and doing who knows what to take care of themselves. Honestly, I'm just glad to be rid of all of them. I took my savings and moved to a new town without telling any of them, and have been enjoying my freedom ever since. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Why, hello there, my dear sister-in-law. I was wondering if you could spare a moment to talk to me. It's kind of important that we have this conversation right now.
Millie, it's nice to hear from you on this fine day. Yeah, of course I'm free to talk right now. What's up? Is everything okay with you? Did you have a question to ask me or something?
Actually, Bianca, I wanted to tell you that I've been thinking a lot about the family in terms of the future and everything like that. I've been having a lot of thoughts going through my mind.
Really now? Well, I'm here to listen, so you can go ahead and tell me what you've been thinking about. So what about the family's future are you thinking about?
So my father, my brother, you, your daughter, and myself are all living under the same roof at the moment, right? So there are 5 people crammed into this house.
Well, yes, I do know that much, Millie. I already knew that without you having to explain it to me. It's a bit tight, but it's a nice situation for us to be in.
Well, to put a damper on how you feel about this place, I'm going to say that what I think should happen in the future. I want you to move out of the house.
Huh? What did you just say? Sorry, I don't understand. Why would you want me to move out of the house for? What's so wrong with us living here?
I believe that your presence is having a negative impact on our family, and I don't want that in the house at all. So could you do us a favor and please leave?
Okay, that makes no sense to me, Millie. You're telling me this even though you don't have a specific reason why? How am I supposed to react to hearing this?
Fine. I'll just be brutally honest with you then. Living with you, a sister-in-law who's a high school dropout and gave birth at the age of 18, is just too much to handle. I've really reached my limit with you, Bianca. I'm sick and tired of playing nice with you. You're so annoying, and I don't like having you in the house being a bad influence on us.
Are you seriously kidding me right now, Millie? Why would you say something like this to me? I thought that we were getting along great. Wow, really? You call me a high school dropout?
Hey, I told you before that I was going to be brutally honest with you, and that's what I've been. It's not like anything I'm saying isn't true.
Well, I don't know why you thought it would be a good idea to send this all to me in a message for. It's not like I'm bothering you too much being here, right?
Where are you at right now, Bianca? All you're doing is lazing around my parents' house when everyone else is gone. I'm sure my father and brother would be super happy about it.
I really don't get what you're talking about. I've not been lazing about at all, Millie. I've been doing nothing but housework and doing my job. I work really hard. In fact, I do a bit more than you do, Millie. I know that you graduated from university without getting a job straight after your studies. It's obvious that you're in no hurry. You think that you can do whatever you want, don't you? Especially when you have your daddy's credit card in your hot little hand, am I right?
Oh, shut up, you stupid, naive woman. You've got no idea what you're talking about. I'm my dad's biological daughter, and he loves me very much, so what I do is okay. But all you do is some stranger that married my brother and invaded our house. Please tell me that you understand the difference when it comes to these circumstances.
Well, sort of. But you don't seem to get that I do part when it comes to working and taking care of the household. You hardly do anything, Millie.
You do know when I'm saying all this to you, that I'm only thinking of myself in the situation. But when I'm talking about the future, I'm thinking about the whole family.
But I don't get why you would even be thinking about something like this for. I've not done anything wrong to anyone in this family, especially you, Millie.
Your presence is just going to make the children feel even more stupid. I don't need a high school dropout hanging around. Do you want your daughter to be a high school dropout too?
Okay, just because I didn't finish high school, it doesn't necessarily mean that my daughter's going to be a high school dropout as well. Don't assume things like that.
Well, I very much believe that something like that will happen for sure. Being stupid is like an epidemic. Plus, it's also in your genes. It's gonna happen whether you like it or not. There'll be more and more idiots around other idiots, and I know that you don't want that, so do yourself a favor and leave. Your daughter will be better off. Look, all I'm trying to do is isolate you for the sake of my precious niece. All I want is for her to succeed, and you're holding her back. I know it.
But you don't seem to understand. My daughter would be so sad if something like that were to happen. Why are you doing this to me, Millie?
Well, that can't be truly how your daughter feels, though. I'm the best person for her to be around, and I'll become her mother. It makes me want to cry, but I'm happy about it. After all, I'm the one who got to go to university, and I'm the one who's highly educated. You're just an idiot, and you know nothing about life. In this case, only us, her true family, is going to be living under this roof. We're the smart ones and deserve to have you nowhere near us. I hope that you leave immediately.
Hello, Henry. I hope that you've been having a good day so far. I was wondering if you'll be home soon. What would you like to do for dinner tonight?
Hello, Bianca. I'm fine with literally anything you make because everything you cook for us is so delicious. I don't wish for anything in particular.
Okay, that's not a problem. How about some steak or something with some fresh vegetables on the side? How does that sound? I know you like that sort of dish done for you.
Oh, is that what you're going to make today? I see. Well, I guess I have no choice but to hurry home now, haven't I? I'll be there as soon as I can.
All right then. Sounds good, Henry. Your dinner shall be waiting for you when you get home. I hope you enjoy it, and the rest of the family too.
I feel so bad because it makes it look like I'm making you do everything in the house. I'm sorry, Bianca. Ever since I lost my wife, I've just thrown all the housework onto you.
Hey, I completely understand that since someone has to do it now. It's all right, really. I don't mind at all. I owe a great debt to you being my father-in-law and everything.
Huh? What are you talking about, my dear? What kind of debt? You know that you don't owe me anything. I enjoy being around you, my son, and my granddaughter.
But of course I do. You've done so much for me personally. My parents were so awful to me, and they just didn't love me for who I was back then. I was not allowed to finish my education at my high school and was kicked out onto the street for practically no reason, all because I cost them too much money. I can't sleep sometimes over the fact that you took me in as one of your own and welcomed me with open arms. No one has ever done that for me before.
Oh, Bianca, you know what I did was nothing, and I wanted you to be here with my son. It was so great that you married him and gave birth to my beautiful granddaughter. It's only natural for us as loving parents to open our house to you. I know how much you love my son and his family. It's great to see, and I don't regret having you in the house at all. I'm able to see my grandchild every day, and I can't ask for more than that as a grandfather. My happiness is irreplaceable now that my house is full of the best people.
Oh, Henry, you don't know how much your kind words mean to me. Thank you so much for being so open and caring towards me. I can't imagine myself not being here.
I know that applies to the housework, but it does for other things that you do as well, such as the cooking and raising your child. Don't forget how hard you work. You do great, and because you support this family in so many ways, I'm very grateful for your presence. Personally, I would like you to stay in this house for as long as I live.
Yes, I hope that I'll be able to stay close with you and the rest of the family. I feel the same way you do, Henry. I just don't know if that will be possible.
You don't sound so certain about that, Bianca. Is everything okay? Did something happen? You don't sound very confident in your messages, I can tell.
Well, actually, I do need to mention something to you. It's just such a shame, that I won't be able to stay in this house anymore. It's going to be horrible to leave.
Now wait just a second there, Bianca. What do you mean by that? What's going on here? What aren't you telling me? Why on earth would you leave for? Did your parents get back in contact with you or something? They're not telling you to come back home, are they? Because you shouldn't do that.
No, it's nothing like that, Henry. They don't want anything to do with me, I don't think. I've cut ties with them, so nothing is going to happen with them.
Oh, right. Well, at least that's good. They aren't very nice people to deal with, so I hope you didn't get dragged back by them. If it's not about them, what's going on? You know that if there's someone causing trouble for you, you can come to me and I can do something about it. It's not a problem. I'm here to support you, so please tell me what's happening.
Okay, but I guess it might be a little bit awkward for you to hear this, though. Well, it's actually about Millie. She had a little conversation with me earlier, and it was not good.
Wait, what? Millie? What was she talking to you for? What did she say to you exactly? Start from the beginning so that I can understand and sort out what's going on, okay?
Oh, dear sister-in-law, you know how I told you to move out of this house? Well, I really do think the time has come for you to do so. How long are you seriously planning to stay in this house? I personally requested for you to leave, so you need to listen to me and do as I say.
Oh, really? Must I? I don't know if that's really something I should do if I haven't talked about it to someone, Millie. Can't you give me some time to think?
Do you really think requesting more time to waste is going to work? You're so wrong, Bianca. This is a completely impossible thing for me to do for you. Even if I think about like you are with a high school dropout mindset, I couldn't come up with any sort of answer for you. This isn't a joke to me, Bianca. All you kinds of idiots need to do is listen to what the higher folks like me in society have to say. I told you that I wanted you out of the house, and your time is up.
Well, to be honest, your request isn't going to be fulfilled. I've got no intention on leaving this house no matter what you say to me, Millie. I've always thought about my family in all of this. You definitely haven't. You're only worried about yourself and how you're perceived by other people.
I really don't care what you say about me. I'm trying to do what is best for this family, and that's for you to move out immediately. I'm telling you, it's the best thing to do.
I thought that I understood where you were when you came to us trying to build a relationship. But you know what? I don't understand how you can say something like that to me.
Well, I can give you a very simple answer to that question, Bianca. It's because you're too stupid to know any better, so I can't help that. Also, when I mean leave this house for good, I'm not just talking about physically moving out of this property. I got you your divorce papers for you and my brother. The custody of your daughter will be handed over to the father since you're practically going to abandon them. You'll not be given any chances to visit your daughter again. Isn't that great? You'll be free of so many responsibilities, and you can make a new and more boring life for yourself. I promise you that, at least.
So basically, you're trying to completely eliminate me from this family? To basically look like I never existed? Are you being serious right now? This is insane.
Ding, ding, ding. You actually got something correct for once. Maybe you aren't so stupid after all. I'm going to raise my niece to be an upper-class lady.
I don't understand why you would do something like this. Why do you want my daughter to be so elite all of a sudden? I don't think you've shown so much interest until now.
Because for my future, I want to live an enjoyable life, and that's what I plan to do with my father, brother, and niece. Isn't that obvious, Bianca? I guess not. The best way to live happily in the future would be to send my niece to a top-level university and make her work for a large corporation.
But that still doesn't answer my question. Why on earth would you make my daughter do something like that, huh? She should be allowed to do what she wants to do, not what you say to do.
I knew that having to pay for tuition and other responsibilities would come in handy to raise a child. I know exactly what to do when she gets to an age to go to university. That's the appropriate reward I'll get for raising her. Money. So to stop her from getting any dumber, you need to leave right now, Bianca. Don't interfere with my plans.
You can't just do that to me when I'm her mother and I'm responsible for her. Also, my husband would never go along with this crap either. You're making a huge mistake.
And what would you do if your daughter found out that you're nothing but a high school dropout, huh? You'd be making her so upset, and we don't want that, do we? You better disappear now, before I wipe the huge smile off that adorable little face of hers. She'll be so disappointed at how dumb her mom is.
How dare you threaten me like that? You're nothing but terrible to everyone, Millie. You can't just manipulate and get your way like this. It's not how the world works. The child is my responsibility, and I'll raise her my own way. She's smart, and so am I, so you better watch your back. I'll never let you use her like this. You won't get anything out of her.
Oh, my dear sister-in-law. My friends and I are planning to go on an overseas trip very soon. When I get back, you better have all your things packed and out of the house. Also, another thing I better tell you. Why don't I directly hand over the divorce papers to my brother so that he can deal with you instead?
How dare you do something so selfish as that? You can't just get divorce papers without our permission. We didn't request for any of this. We're happily married. I'm going to have some thorough discussions with my father-in-law and husband about my future plans in this house. I'm going to get things to go my way.
Oh, really? Is that so? Well, you're not going to get anywhere with that since you're too dumb to think of any smart action plans. But isn't it great that you're progressing properly in your conversations? You can speak articulately after all. I suppose I should reconsider my evaluation of you a little. I'll tell my niece in the future that you were born to be an excellent mother. Now you won't be totally hated by your daughter. How does that sound?
Oh, wow. Thanks for that lovely consideration, sister-in-law. Please enjoy your trip away and don't worry about what's happening here right now.
Oh, don't worry. I wasn't planning to anyways. I'm going to use my daddy's credit card so that I can do lots of shopping while I'm away. But of course, it's only going to be for me and my family. Don't expect any souvenirs from me, Bianca. You don't deserve anything nice. Just pack your things.
Of course I won't be waiting for my gift then. Those sort of things I don't really need, just my family and their love. You spend up large, kiddo, and have fun.
Oh, I plan to. It'll be so nice and relaxing to be away from all this chaos and you wrecking this family. Also, can you please clean the house before you leave? I actually forgot to do my part before I left. Oops. Oh, they say never leave your trash behind, only footprints. But in your case, you'll leave nothing behind. Thanks in advance.
Okay, fine. I'll do some cleaning around the house before I leave. It might help me calm down, actually. You just sit back and relax until you've got to come back here.
Hey! What the heck is going on here? Hey, you! What the heck are you right now? We need to have a little conversation. It's very urgent, so reply to me, woman.
Huh? Oh, Millie, is that you? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just so busy running errands and doing other things that I was looking at my phone. Oh my, you sound tense. What's up?
Seriously? What's up? That's all you can say to me right now is what's up? Fine, I'll tell you what's up. I came back from my vacation nice and relaxed, and now I can't get in the house? So you need to explain to me what the heck is going on here. I want answers because I'm sure you've been up to something while I've been away. So what's going on here?
Okay. I've got a feeling I know what you're talking about. Oh, I'm sorry. I actually didn't realize you'd be coming back today. We're on a trip right now. Maybe you should go away again so that you don't have to bother coming back. Because that key of yours isn't actually going to open the door.
What the heck? You went on a trip? Why would you do that when I was away from the house? How dare you all go on a trip without me?
Well, we can't help that you weren't here. We had it planned and then you just up and left us. You went on a trip with someone else. We couldn't reach you.
Okay, well, tell me where the duplicate key is right now. Where did you put it? I want to use it so I can unlock the door so I don't have to stay outside. Tell me now.
Are you forgetting that we don't have a spare key to open the door since so many of us live in the house? Even if I did have it, I'd never give it to you to use, Millie.
Huh? What did you just say to me? You wouldn't hand it over to me, and why not? How on earth am I supposed to get inside the house?
Well, the fact of the matter is, you're not supposed to be let inside, Millie. It's a shame that it's come to this, but you're no longer allowed in your parents' house anymore.
Wait a minute. That's what you're talking about? What do you mean by that? This is my house, and I've lived in this house for as long as I can remember, and I've got a right to be here.
Didn't I tell you before you left for your little vacation that I was talking to my father-in-law and my husband about me being kicked out of the house? They asked me why this was happening, and so I explained to both of them what you were telling me to do and how you were forcing me out of the house for no reason. I couldn't believe it, but after I finished telling them what you told me, they both got super mad about the whole thing. It was crazy to see both their faces turn red with anger. So it was unanimous decision by them to kick you out of the house instead of me, since you've been so awful to me about how dumb I am and about my daughter.
Why the heck would you do that to me for? Are you kidding me? You told on me for what I said to you? You're such a tattletale. You're so stupid. Now, this must be some kind of prank you're pulling, right? Are you lying to me right now? Because I'm sure my father would never do something like this to his lovely daughter.
I've got no reason to lie to anyone, Millie, especially since you were trying to force me out. I needed to speak and tell them what was going on before I exploded. I told them exactly what you told me, word for word. I went into quite a bit of detail, actually. I felt like a weight was being lifted off my shoulders when I told them what you said.
So because of you telling them what I said to you, I'm no longer allowed in the house? This is insane! You can't do this to me. I belong in this family. What have you done with my stuff?
Oh, don't you worry about your stuff, my dear. Nothing has been damaged or anything like that. But it's okay. All of your stuff is in the backyard, so no one can see it. Please feel free to take everything in the backyard with you, or else maybe we'll donate it to someone who actually needs these clothes and things more.
You left my stuff in the backyard? Are you kidding me right now? It could have gotten damaged by the weather or some animals or something. I'm not going to forgive you for this. You'll be sorry for ever messing with me, Bianca. You're going to pay for what you've done to me. You'll feel my wrath soon enough. I'm going to talk to Dad about this directly.
I wouldn't even bother trying to talk to them if I were you, Millie. If you don't want to lose your head, I'd stay well clear of him. He's furious at how you've treated me. It makes me wonder if he'll even listen to what you have to say. He might be so blinded by his fury that nothing will sink in. That's not going to be good for you.
Wow, you really are so stupid, Bianca. You're such a huge idiot. Of course he'll listen to me. Don't you know the kind of relationship that my daddy and I have? My dad's so sweet to me that there's no way he could be angry at me, especially for this long. He also said that he would buy me anything, so he gave me his credit card.
Oh yeah, that's very true, Millie. But you've used that to your advantage by going to university and not even getting a job to help pay for it. Well, you really weren't paying attention whilst you were fooling around and while I was making my plan, were you, Millie? You think you can get away with this, huh?
Of course I can, because my dad loves me for who I am. If I say something like I don't want to do something, he'll respect that and leave me alone. So if I tell him that what you said was a complete and utter lie, I'm sure that my father will trust me 100%. Why would he side with you for? You're nothing. He'll always stand in my corner when it comes to a fight, so I've got a good chance of winning this. You don't stand a chance, Bianca.
Oh, is that so? So tell me, Millie, what are you planning to do about what's been done to you? What's your next move exactly? I bet whatever it is you're thinking of doing, it won't work.
If I win my father's trust with what I've got to say, your entire credibility will be lost due to the backlash he gives you for lying. When that happens, you'll be kicked out and divorced. What's more, my brother will get the custody of your daughter as well, you see? My plan is working out exactly as I hoped it would. You're the loser.
But the question that I want to know is, will your plan actually work, Millie? Do you really think your father will believe you word for word what you say?
Of course he will, dummy. How about you hold your tongue and just watch what happens next, Bianca? I think you'll be quite surprised. I also intend to add even more false information about what you've done so that they'll hate you even more than ever. So start leaving your vacation now, Bianca. Daddy, are you there? We really need to speak. I really need to tell you something. It's urgent. Did you actually hear about me trying to get rid of Bianca or something from her?
Millie, what do you want from me? I'm trying to enjoy myself on my little vacation away, and you're ruining it. What are you contacting me for? I don't want to hear from you.
But Daddy, please just hear me out, okay? I really need to discuss something with you. You know in that kind of heart of yours that I never try and kick out my own sister-in-law.
What's that supposed to mean? I was told that was what you were trying to do from Bianca herself. Why would you do something like that, you horrible girl?
But Daddy, don't you see? It was all a complete lie that was fabricated by her. Both you and my big brother have been deceived by her immensely.
Huh? What are you talking about, Millie? You're making your old man very confused right now. This isn't funny. Why must you act like this towards other people?
She was trying to kick me out because she thinks that I'm monopolizing you to get your money and my brother's as well. You can't believe anything she says. What I'm telling you is true. That's why I've gotten in the way of this whole mess. I was trying to trick her into thinking that I was kicking her out instead.
So you thought that it was a good idea to get rid of Bianca from my house? Because of what she found out about my earnings and things like that?
Yes, exactly. She's putting her nose where it shouldn't have been. So please, can you come home immediately and let me inside the house? We need to get rid of this woman.
You know what? There's no need for us to do that. We're not kicking out Bianca, as she's done nothing wrong to me or to your brother. Everything you're saying is a lie.
But Dad! No, I'm not lying to you. Come on, you need to trust me on this. She's trying to weasel her way in so she can get your money. I didn't do anything. Hey, why would you say something like that to me for? What do you mean? Don't you believe what I'm telling you?
I don't believe a single word that's coming out of that mouth of yours. Since when did your mother and I bring you up to tell lies to people? Everything you mention is a lie, Millie.
But don't you get what Bianca's trying to do to you? She's brainwashing you somehow so that you'll take her side of the story when it's not even true.
Brainwashing us? Do you really think we're that idiotic, Millie? She's been nothing but genuine towards us. You're the one that brainwashes me into getting what you want. And I'm speaking based on solid facts, Millie. I know for a fact that she would never do the things that you claimed that she would do to this family.
But Dad, are you actually being serious right now? What do you mean about the solid facts? That makes no sense. I thought you were on my side, Daddy.
Bianca earns almost $3,000 a month just from working at home. There's no way that she'd keep all that money to herself. She pays her way in this house, unlike you.
Huh? What? Since when does she work from home? She actually has a job? That's got to be a lie, right? How does she earn so much by sitting on her butt at home?
Well, she does, and most of her earnings goes towards paying for the mortgage every month so that we don't have to worry about payments. Why on earth would you accuse her of trying to get my money when all she's trying to do is pay her way in terms of being able to live in the house? How dare you?
But I don't understand. How can she get a job when she's nothing but a high school dropout? She has such a negative impact on my niece.
Where on earth is this nonsense coming from, Millie? She works hard and does most of the housework. Shouldn't you be proud of her because of what she does to raise my grandchild? What the heck do you think you're playing at by trying to kick her out of my house, you evil little witch? You've been nothing but bad news since you've graduated.
But Daddy, I was just telling you how she's trying to ruin our family. Why don't you believe me? Can't you just see things from my point of view?
Why would I even want to do that when you've been nothing but trouble for me these past few days? It was such a relief when you left the house to go on your vacation, and you had the audacity to use her own daughter against her. What an awful and insane thing to do, Millie! Have you lost your mind? Where's my daughter gone to?
I'm still here, Daddy. I was just trying to protect you from Bianca and her evil ways. Please, Dad, this all has been a complete misunderstanding. You've got to believe me, please.
I can't believe you, Millie. You know what? You can take your things and get away from my house. I don't want you stepping inside my house ever again. Not after the way you treated Bianca. It's been so bad for me since your mother died, and you've made things even worse. I don't need this stress in my life. Go away and leave me alone. I want nothing to do with you anymore.
After Millie was kicked out of the family home, she started moving into a cheap and dirty apartment that she had found online. She immediately started looking for jobs as she could no longer support herself on her dad's credit card anymore. She soon started slacking off and couldn't be bothered looking for a full-time job. So instead, she got a part-time job. If she's still getting credit card bills, she won't be able to live a decent life, so she needs the money desperately. She's also planned to borrow some money from a friend. However, none of her friends were willing to lend her money because they knew what she was like with it. Nobody trusted her anymore. Because she was in trouble, she eventually tried her hand at consumer finance and gets out of her dire situation. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.